Last week, the Ohio Hospital Association launched a new public awareness ad campaign, encouraging Ohioans to do the right thing to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So we thank the Ohio Hospital Association for doing that. These public service announcements are airing throughout the state right now on both TV and on radio. Both feature Ohioans who are COVID-19 survivors. The first is from Cleveland State University women's basketball coach, Chris Kilsmeyer. Eric, let's take a look at the video.
I was fatigued, just like every other basketball coach in March, but didn't think about getting sick. I woke up one night with the worst pains and chills I'd ever experienced. I tested positive for coronavirus and immediately self-quarantined. I got worse and worse and checked into the hospital. Multiple times I said, I don't want to die. We know what works. We know how to fight this, but it's going to take all of us doing the right thing every single day.
Certainly a very powerful message. What works, of course, is mask wearing, social distancing, good hygiene, and just an overall willingness to do the right thing for others. The next PSA features Stacy Unsinger, a resident of Ashtabula County, who says nothing could have prepared her for what she went through with COVID-19.
I heard a lot about it, obviously, but nothing prepares you for when you actually get it. I started having trouble breathing. I felt like I was drowning. I went to the hospital and tested positive for coronavirus. My oxygen levels dropped really low. I spent several weeks on a ventilator. It was terrifying. I consider myself lucky to be able to share what happened. We can beat this, but it's going to take everyone doing the right thing every single day.
Well, we're grateful to have Stacy joining us today to tell us more about her experiences with COVID. If Stacy looks familiar, that's because she joined us at one of our previous press briefings, I think in May, after a long stay in the hospital and some of that time on a ventilator. It's been 6 months since Stacy was first diagnosed in March. Stacy, thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm doing very well.
That's great. You look like you're doing well. That's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about, maybe kind of walk us through the experience that you've had.
Well, it started off and it was very quick when it happened. Diagnosed with double lobe pneumonia, quickly progressed into having to be placed on a ventilator. I was in respiratory arrest. University hospitals quickly sent me downtown to the COVID unit that was just open that day. And they saved my life. Grateful for that, beyond words. After I was released from the Hannah House, I came home on a walker, had to use a wheelchair for longer distances. I quickly recovered from that, started walking and challenging myself to do different things, started driving. Recently, I had a follow-up visit with my pulmonary doctor who, in his words, said, my lungs look better than ever. No scarring, no damage. Very pleased with that report.
Oh, that's great. That is absolutely fantastic. You got to be happy about that.
Well, very happy.
Yeah. Wow. Tell us a little bit about, you talked about maybe the physical side of this. What about the emotional side of this? That has to have been a scary process, and what was it like?
Well, I will say the emotional impacts for me with COVID, now looking back to everything, was the inability to comfort my family and my loved ones. They had to see me suffer. And, as a lot of us know, our children look up to us as like superheroes. And I wasn't that for them. I couldn't be that for them. And that was terrifying. That was scary. Scary to know that my parents were terrified that they were going to lose a daughter at a young age. And just the inability to be in control of the things that we think we can control.
Yeah, so I can't imagine how tough it would be for you, nor can I really imagine how tough it would be for your family. You said your parents and other family members, children. That's just got to be. And of course, they couldn't see you during that period of time, right? Or you couldn't really communicate. Yes.
No, just a few FaceTiming from what I can recall. Honestly,
Sure.
My memory from that time period is starting to be less and less, and I'm grateful for that.
That's probably a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I would just say had the courage to do this PSA announcement. I just thank you for doing it, but I wonder if you could just tell us why you did it. It had to have been tough, but why did you agree to do that?
Well, I agreed to do it because I feel very strongly that people need to know this virus is real. I know people are growing very weary of the mandates and the masks and the precautions that they have to take because we've never lived through a time period that we've had to take these type of precautions so seriously. So I really wanted to participate in that commercial to encourage people to not grow weary in doing what is right. Because in the end, that mindfulness and that strength of not growing weary will get us to where we need to be, but we have to do it together.
Well, thank you very much for doing that, and thank you for coming on today. We were very grateful, and it's great to see you, and great to hear that you're doing very well. And that's got to make you feel really good. I know everyone who loves you and all your friends have to feel great about that as well. So,
yes,
continued good luck.
Yes. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much.